This is David Tools. I do thank you for giving us just a minute of your time. It was, in my analysis, a riot on May 6th, Sunday morning in East Ridge. It was caused not by the people at the party at the gallery, which is a venue, a rental venue connected with a Protestant church denomination here in the Chattanooga area. It wasn't caused by the students who were there. There were about 120, between 100 and 150 students, many of them graduating at an event, a private event, for which there had been hired private security. But the riot was caused by my estimation, and according to an affidavit by Roderick Allen DeBerry, by the officers themselves, who were called to the gallery at about 1:30 in the morning by some terrified soul who said, "We've got to have the cops here," because evidently there was a bit of a scuffle, maybe an argument between a security man and one of the goers to this event. It was some minor thing that the security man was highly qualified to deal with, but which some fearful soul thought is getting out of hand. And so there was a call made to 911, and as the reports have it and the video suggests, there was effectively a raid by officers of this small town upon a peaceful, very peaceful gathering of students, mostly African American. Alan DeBerry thinks it was about 95% African American and a few other people as well. But the riot that ensued and was captured on several bits of video is a remarkable picture of a kind of a kind of intolerance to people who are minorities. That is how Alan DeBerry sees it. I would second that in with a couple of qualifications. But Dewun Harper is one of 4 people arrested and charged by officers. There were 4 charges per person. One had 5 charges, and he and Roderick Allen DeBerry were remarkable in their presence because they were making video as well, and it appears that because they were taking video and watching other people being maced and arrested, that provoked the indignation and the sort of summary spirit that officers sometimes assume, where they are using violent language and obscene language to order people off private property. Creating a melee and then trying to scare people off in the instant to clear the area. Well, we have with us Dewun Harper, who is one of 2 people who have the cameras seized. Dewun, do you have your phone back?
Yes, I do. I do have my phone back now.
And how many days did you go without it?
I say roughly a month. About a month without my phone.
Well, tell my listener what happened the night of the morning of May 6th, please.
Well, we were all at a UTC party. It was just about probably wrapping up, so we was standing in the parking lot. We was talking with a couple of our friends, and we seen the police officers and stuff and what was going on. They started macing a girl. I guess she was some sort of the way resisting a little bit. So they used what seemed to be excessive force on her. And then I guess they riled up the other officers and they started using vulgar language towards the rest of the crowd, and people started recording. And at that point I started recording too. And one of the officers looked at me and he told me exactly, "Get the fuck out of here."
And please watch your language.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
He used explicit language to tell me to get out of there. And so I raised my hands up to show that I didn't have nothing in my hands but my phone. And I said, "I'm gone, officer, I'm leaving." And doing so, I walked to the passenger side of my ride, and the officer continued to follow me using vulgar language. And
what was he telling you to do?
He was telling me to leave.
He kept repeating that you leave the prop,
right?
And he's dropping obscene language as he's doing it, telling you, and so walking after you,
right?
Is that right? What does your video show? What can my listener imagine he would see if he watched it? What does it show?
My video, it really just shows the point where the officer just came at me and using the explicit language, telling me to leave. I didn't really get to capture everything that was going on because at first it was just shocking just to see it happen because I never seen nothing like that happen in front of me.
Did it seem that the the activity of the officers was somehow extraordinary and disproportionate to the tenor of the crowd there. I mean, not everybody in the crowd was involved in a scuffle or a melee, right? Just maybe one person had some kind of discussion with a security person.
Right.
Not everybody was doing that. Just that one person whom you didn't know or didn't see.
No, like for the most part, everybody else was really just standing with their friends and stuff, getting ready to figure out what they was going to do next or whatever they was going to do, and it just broke out.
You were Dewun Harper. You're 21 years old. You were a guest. You're not a UTC student, but you were a guest at the event. You're looking for work. You say you had employment. What happened to your employment? Why are you looking for work now, Dewun?
I guess jobs have been seeing my background check now, and I've never had a background until now. So I guess they seeing that, and they seeing the riot part, and I guess that's really just scaring them away, thinking that I might cause that at the job or something like that. And
that is one of the charges, right?
Yes, inciting a riot.
Well, and we're here. This is Dave Tools. We're chatting with Dewun Harper, and his mom, Tawanda, is here as well. Dewun is an only son, and he has his cell phone back after having not had it for nearly a month. Well, how do you explain what happened? If these students, these UTC students, more than 100, had been all Caucasians, would these officers from the Red Bank Police Department have treated them with such excitement and vigor? You suppose?
I don't think so. Like, I've seen crowds of Caucasian kids, like, for instance, at Steak and Shake on Gun Barrel, and they be there by the masses, and I've never seen, like, nothing happen to them. So I think it was really based upon the race of our skin.
What is important for young men to know, Dewun, whatever their color, if they have a smartphone and the officers are doing something, and it seems as if perhaps the officer is going too far. We have video after video on YouTube and on Facebook of officers beating people, throwing down people in sundresses, stomping heads, using batons to break in gas station parking lots the legs of young men. These are repeated state crimes. You took a risk and made a video, and you lost your phone, and you've also been charged with riot and other charges. What can my listener, especially if he's young, do? What should he say? Should he say, "Yes, I intend to make a video next time I see a cop doing something"? Should he do that, or should he say, "Well, I might get in trouble. The cop may arrest me, and I'll just put my phone away and just kind of observe"? What should young people do, given your experience? Your harassing experience, I would suggest.
I think it's still better to record, just because to show, like, as part of the First Amendment, it's our right to be able to do that. So I think that you can record or anything like that of the essence to help, like, show what's really going on, because some, not all, but some cops.
Being a standby, not seeing what's
going on. Just so Tawanda, I'll ask you to come to the microphone, please. This is Tawanda Harper. Tawanda Walker. Would you please have you say, please?
I think that, nowadays these kids, they need a mentor. And in the police, I know my child. He has a lot of respect. He's not going to disrespect anyone. And he has respect for the authority. He's never been in any trouble. And if you don't stand up and say or try to help the situation when you see that it is wrong, you're just as wrong as the incident itself.
You're saying not recording, Mrs. Walker, not recording makes you sort of complicit with the police, who kind of are counting on no one caring and no one saying.
Exactly. And
you're in agreement with abuse, you're saying.
I'm not I
mean, record.
Right. And if they don't have these type of things, to back them up, what else they going to have? Because, I'm not saying that all cops are bad cops, because they are not. They are not. But our kids are not bad either, So if they don't have something, to protect themselves from, bad things that are going on within our, within our community or whatever, how are they going to take a stand? Who's going to believe them? You know?
Well, in a way, Tamara, your son, I would like to suggest, is part of the press. Our son here at New Radio 92.7 is that you report on the world decides. So your son, effectively, because he has a very powerful piece of technology, which is more powerful than Gutenberg's press, he is effectively a member of the press. And so when he raises that phone up and pushes record, he is making a record. And that's what journalism is, simply telling the story of something that's happening. His phone was making a story, showing the story of what was happening, making a record to report. Now, whether or not he has the intention of publishing it is irrelevant. When appellate court ruling said it doesn't matter whether the recorder has intention of publication, merely making a record of public activity when no one has an expectation of privacy is his right. He has a right to do that. And you're saying, well, if you don't exercise that right to record police who are, in a way, a kind of dangerous element in society, then we are being complicit. We are agreeing with what they're doing that's wrong.
Right. In a sense, right. I mean, and yeah, in a sense, that is right. I mean, because the parents can't always be with the kids. And yeah, kids, if the situation is, when a situation is out of hand, when you're dealing with bad kids or when you could talk down the situation. And I think that could have been done totally different. Like I said, somebody's got to be the adult. Yeah, they are adults, but they're kids, young adults. Who are the bigger adults? You know what I'm saying? So why didn't the police say, hey, I'm giving y'all a chance to leave. Get in your cars and go. It didn't have to be all that forced.
They could have said something like, well, we're going to give y'all 10, 15 minutes to leave, and then just wait around.
Right.
It didn't have to be right now.
Right. Race to the ground, knees all in their back and neck and head. Why?
And at least,
you seen that they didn't have weapons. Now, you can see when a situation is being hostile. You know when to take real authority. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't have to be like that. It could have been totally different, handled, I think, differently. The one routed that didn't have weapons, why was all of that enforced like that?
Well, and here at this point is what one could call the racial analysis, which is if these young people have been Caucasian, the cops will treat them with some deference and respect, but because they're almost all black, well, clearly they're dangerous and they're like animals. We can't restrain them. We may be injured if we don't get them. If we don't take control of the situation, even if they may kill us or stab us. It's almost as if the officers have this built-in prejudice to them. And I don't know that any of them are personally racists, but that's Anna DeBerry's analysis that is highly suspicious and bias-based profiling is the word. And bias-based profiling is prohibited by the department. It is not allowed to be done. No officer in Red Bank can profile based on racial bias. That's what's forbidden. Profiling is allowed, but not if it's race-based or bias-based profiling. Well, okay, so you made a video, Mr. Harper, and let me ask you this: What about the use of foul language on the job by city employees? Is that not something that really should be allowed by officers? Because after all, they have a very exciting event. They face dangers every day. They deal sometimes with low-life people, and explicit vocabulary should be part of their use. They're after all armed with guns. Many of them have 30 bullets in case they have to get involved in a gunfight at some retail shop in the Red Bank. So they're heavily armed. They all have armor plate to resist attack and resist gunfire and resist knife attacks. They're ready for warfare. So is it not reasonable to say, well, profanity should be allowed to them, because that's what they sure did use a lot of profanity on May the 6th.
It's to a certain extent, like my mom was saying, like in certain situations, you can talk down the situation without having to use any profanity at all or any vulgar language. It was just taken out of hand. Like, if the officer would have just walked up to me and either way it go, I still walked off. But if he would have kindly asked, it would have probably turned out a whole lot different. Like, if he just walked up and, "Oh, could you please leave the premises? We'll give you time to leave." Then, okay, things could have turned out a lot different. Like, a lot of people probably wouldn't even been arrested or anything like that.
Yeah, we'll give you time to say farewell to your friends, and if you could maybe do that in the next 10 minutes, that'd be great. We're just concerned about being late and so on. And that, you're right, that would have been respectful, and that would have been. Think about how bad this police department action was to the gallery, because now the gallery's name is being dragged effectively through, not by me, but maybe by me, dragged them up by being the place where this bad thing happened. Somehow, as if the gallery, which is a wonderful business, a terrific, wonderful, delightful business, is now responsible for this, because this police raid on these young people took place on his property. And
right, and it makes it seem like they was just okay with it or something. Well, I'm pretty sure they wasn't.
They were horrified to hear about all this the next morning, and 2 days later there was reports. TV9 had a report first, and then another station had a report, and here I'm discussing it as well. And it's bad for them somehow. And so Red Bank, which is already lacking in business, it has many, many empty businesses. Why would it offend the owner of that wonderful property and all the guests on his property who paid to be there by abusing them?
It don't seem right at all to me. Like, I don't.
Well, the officers were very short-tempered. They had a kind of absolute, we're here and we're taking charge. It's an absolute, all or nothing kind of proposition. It's not that we're here to kind of help out and secure things. We're here and we're telling you to go. And once we said one time that you must go, that's the law for everybody, and it has to be immediate. If you don't run to your car, not even having said goodbye or embraced the friend that you're not going to see anymore, we're going to arrest you. And that, you were charged 4 times. What are the charges against you?
Inciting a riot, criminal trespassing, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest.
How did you resist arrest?
I didn't. I guess what he considered my resistance was when he grabbed me, it was a shock that just went through my body. So I naturally turned to see who it was. But then after that, I just let him do what he did, which was grab my left arm and stuff and take me down.
Did he put you on the ground face down?
Yeah, I hit him. His knee in my back and hit his head in my face and stuff.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, I had some scars and stuff, but
feelings because it's never been done like that.
Yeah, it was more of a mental thing, like a mental scar that it left on me more than physical. Because, like my mom just said, I never been through nothing like that. I had never seen nothing like that in person.
Well, I think young black men are generally treated that way. There's a city council member, Anthony Bird, who he's in his mid-30s, maybe late 30s. He said he's had 10, 15, 20, 30 police stops over the course of his young life. I think young black men are just used to it. And it is one of the reasons why there's this sense of humiliation and fear and anger among many young men who are the descendants of former slaves here in the South. And they're angry that there seems to be not an end of the sort of plantation thinking that these tasty and commanding officers exhibited in Red Bank.
Right.
Reminding us of the old slave days here in the South.
Right. And that's really kind of what I was thinking the whole time, during that process, was just because the way he talked and everything, just the vulgar language and stuff, it was just it seemed almost as if, he is the law and, I'm his pawn and I'm supposed to do exactly what he wants me to do. And it was just...
He's the foreman on the gang.
Right.
And you're going out to pick some cotton and you're right getting there. Or, you need to get out in that field now and stop lingering at the water bottle.
Right. That's basically what it was, because he came in with hostile intentions, I think. It wasn't he didn't come, didn't none of them come in to me with reasonable thoughts or anything, trying to settled it down, it's like they came in already with these hostile intentions, like we're coming to arrest somebody.
This is Dewun Harper talking with Dewun Harper, who's looking for work. He's been charged 4 times in Red Bank for criminal activity, of which he's entirely innocent. Dewun, how can that listener contact you? They need some work done.
They could contact me at my email, which is djh423@gmail.com.
Say it again.
djdeeyh423@gmail.com.
Thank you.
I've got some important messages for you. Do patronize all of our advertisers and our sponsors, and I'll be back in just a minute.
3, 2, 1.
Chattanooga Radio. Digital FM 95.3 HD4. 92.7 FM's news now.
A woman fell from the wild lightning at Lake Winnie. Investigators tell the TFP that a 42-year-old fell from the roller coaster around 2 p.m. and they're not sure why. A park spokeswoman said they've launched their own internal investigation. Jonathan Walker was sentenced to 4 years in prison for killing 6 children in the deadly Woodmore bus crash. Yesterday, a judge denied a motion to reduce his sentence. Walker's attorney argued on the grounds that one of the mothers who testified in his trial had questionable testimony, adding that Jasmine Mateen had a criminal record and no evidence to back up her claims in court. 4 paramedics were hospitalized after a carbon monoxide scare at Bonnaroo. Coffee County sheriffs say the paramedics were operating out of an RV that was powered on a generator. One of the paramedics woke up, got help after showing signs of possible carbon monoxide poisoning. Their conditions remain unknown. Val St. John for Nooga Radio, News Talk 92.7, Action News Now.
Sam Jordan, News Talk 92.7, Action Sports Now. Former Cleveland